Hey there. Well, as I know how much it annoys people when I do talkies at the start of these things and mess around, I thought that's what I would do. Oh, from afar. From afar is a song I wrote for a girl that works at a supermarket near the town where I live. I have no idea what her name is, or is, in fact. I can't remember what she looks like either, but she has these huge glasses. Just, there was an old saying, wasn't there? Men don't make passes at girls with glasses. But she's got these amazing cheekbones, and the glasses, they almost seem to just join into the structure of her face, and they just siphon your eyes in on her. Anyway, that's not what I'm doing here. I just caught my eye there. Lost some. I gotta stop looking at the cue cards. I've just done it, sadly, as a storm. This is, I don't know how many pages this is, 9. There is a studio recording of this song. I think it lasts 24 minutes. And I think it might be on the Crystal Heart album, or it's an outtake from Crystal Heart. I'm not sure. I'm going to write this. Goodness me. That was a long time ago. Right, so I won't go for page 6. I'm going to try and do as much of it as I can. And I'm just getting set up here while I'm going, because the Royal Air Force are flying overhead. And just now, when I ended the last song, and I went to get everything sorted out, my legs gave way. Even as I speak, my fingers are not working to put paper up. Come on! Down to these. So I'm just leaving the camera running now. And, depending on my magnanimity, I will either edit all this out, so you can just have the song, or I'll leave it in, so you can rant away. So, I'm not entirely sure what the genesis of this song was. I remember about the time I wrote it, somewhere on that point I'd read an interview with Lou Reed somewhere, and he was misquoting some lyrics from another song, but he was saying you like that one. I can't remember what album Lou Reed would have had out around that time. Maybe Set the Twilight Reeling. Set the Twilight Reeling. I want to hooky wookie with you, I think is the opening. Number 11, which I always thought was a great title for a song, you know. I think he pretty much cribbed it from Bob Dylan's Wiggle Wiggle, you know. Wiggle Wiggle Wiggle, Hooky Wookie, you know, that kind of thing. Guitar wouldn't go amiss, would it? Which guitar are we going to use? Okay. As this is the closest, it will be this one. There's only 2 chords in this. I'm not entirely sure if I ever played the full thing live. I know I would go into it at odd times, not the full song, as I remember, because it's just like it's a Shaggy Dog story. Is it in G to C, or is it in C to G? It's been a long time since I even looked at this one. As you can probably tell from the last few numbers, I'm still on the S pile there. So it's in G. Oh, it says occasional D, harmonica in D. Well, you're not going to get that here. I guess I was just, I could put those breaks in whenever I wanted to. I can't read the words. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to make the G sharp. Oh, whether you like it or not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's Saturday night by the sound of your sighs. If not here, then somewhere else in the world, where the rain don't shine unless it's reflected in the light of a barrel house moon, and the sun never breaks through the smog clouds in your heart, girl. I remember the last time I saw you in that dress that made the bloodhounds bay. I knew you were something else, but I never knew what. You told me your deepest secret, knowing that it would remain that way. Well, I was already out there and I'd been and gone, and I think you must have been in hot pursuit. Something was afoot in the mind of your lover. I knew as soon as he saw me he'd shoot. Well, I got 100 minus memories, and that's my curse. And you got a bookcase full of questions about stuff that's too unreal. You were holding a dagger and a stopwatch. Oh, I don't know which one of them hurt worse. I gave you all I had, but still you felt you had the need to steal. We really needed a break, but one never seemed to come our way. We had to stumble blind, we didn't know who we were. I saw you stare in the eye, good morning, so all that you could find it in you to say. You had a labyrinth charm, yeah. How far did it get you in the end? Oh, he still woke up the next morning with her. You said it didn't hurt, but I could see you just pretending that it wasn't the worst pain you'd felt up until that point in your life. Coming towards you in the darkness, he slit your soul into with a stiletto knife. I took the easy route to your heart, but somehow I still got lost along the route. I had to count the cost that evening you rode off with my past, with me in pursuit. I made 15 grave mistakes. I swear every one of them was down to you. All I wanted was a good night's sleep, but the hours go by so fast. You ever notice that yourself? Maybe I was born equal, but if you want my honest opinion, I think I'd rather be born lucky. You seem to go further that way. The midwife did all she could for our love, but it died on birth to our dismay. I've carved a heart in the dust of the tombstone where we laid its ghost. I drove you into town that evening, you were breaking down. I said, call me when I'm in hardship, but I got delayed, and you were determined to keep on heading for the coast. I rode it like a demon does, but you were under the bridge by the time I got there. You looked brave till you got taken to jail, and you turned out so afraid. You used your theory charm, but I could see the judge was not impressed. I saved you a corner of my life. I hope that'll do. You reacted too soon for your own good, but maybe that's for the best. I heard you talking to yourself in your sleep, and I didn't like what you said. Maybe it didn't concern me, but I still felt involved. I lay down and kissed you softly on your head. You had a little butterfly thoughts. I should have collected them up in a jar. Then we would have had somewhere we could look when we'd gone too far. We had parallel points of view, but our attitude was the same. You could never orphan your mind off in the way that I did. Take it from me, it's an unpleasant game. Your brother bought frankincense and myrrh, but we saw through the charade. He said Pandora's box holds the gold, but we weren't going to be taken in by that. We walked off and lay down in the shade till they rode on by and we were alone. There's always echoes in the days you've lived before, as well as all the ones you've never known. And I can't wear the same clothes that I did in the good old days. We took a fast car into limbo, radio on singing songs of praise. I can ease your pain, oh, but I don't know how to change your ways. You know, I still think about that trip to Tragedy Point, where we threw our souls in the sea and they came back on the waves. Even they were rejected then, but we still stayed true to ourselves. We said they might fight us to the dying breath, but we can be healed if we take care of the days that have gone. But it all turned up when it got out of hand. I didn't know how to keep forging on. I remember you in your white lingerie and the gown saying this is what they wear in Babylon. I took you standing back to the desert where you were thrown off the time by your horse. You still scream at night and it pierces me. I'm starting to feel a whole blocked up well of remorse. I used to know you, but that's not the you I see in front of me now. Things have changed a lot. Maybe for the better, or maybe for the worse. I'm not gonna speak, I'm not gonna untie that knot. You sent me a tear once in a letter, but it got to be too late to do any good. I was looking for something I could use right there and then. I wrote nobody in my passport. You said you'd get me a new one with your name in. Then I added, well, if only I could. I've kept the truth in reserve, but I'll use it up now if you'll tell me why. Remember going into Death Valley like the innocents we were? Oh, the vultures flying high. We watched the wind bow by on the sand. hands, and we followed its trail up the hill. And on the back lot of regret we had to make a decision. Oh, I can still taste that bitter as pill. I saw your picture in the paper one day, well, it looked like you, but you know what, these days it's kinda hard to tell. There's so many forgeries out there, I don't even know if I'm me. Bon voyage, honey, I wish you well. I still keep running every time you call. Something pulls me to your door. Your orbit's too strong for me to escape, or I just don't have the desire to anymore. I followed you down to New Mexico. I picked up your trail in a strip joint by the border of the sea. You were dressed like me, and I took that as some kind of compliment, but maybe I was just too blind to be me. You were miming to the Declaration of Independence, making the words up to suit your needs, speaking them in a strange cadence. You said you'd be there tomorrow morning, but only if I felt inclined to commit. I didn't know which direction to take, so I stood still. I said, here's my shadow, see if I can find an outline to fit. Well, the good times, everybody talks about, gotta be 20 years old before you can look back on them fondly. Same with prayers and relationships, both of them in the end turn out to be more than a little ungodly. But what can you do? You can only plow on in the dark. You know what it takes to light a fire with you? More than I got for a spark. There's so many false doctors out there that you run to when things get bad and they prescribe you things you don't need. Can't you see the answer lies within you? All they want to do is see your heart bleed. I dream about a decent exit, well I guess that everybody like me does at some point in their time. Maybe if I could just get a good disguise that the mirror can't penetrate, I'd go out and do your crime for you, and then you could just say to the jury, I got an alibi that you can't shake. When they come to write our story, I wonder what excuse you're gonna make. I don't want to be in the big top anymore, being forced to do tricks for an uncaring audience. I don't want to be the only one who doesn't know of a key to your door, who's got to get in on a means of pretense. We've been resurrected more times than I can't even count. There's so many things snatched on top of our wardrobes, the Battle of Independence and the Sermon on the Mount. The answer's contrived, but I'll take it anyway. No one gets out of their own life alive unless they can find a way to believe that there's going to be more. When the lid comes down, me, I'm not going to take that face value. You could be a statue cast in black, or a crucifix staring down at you. Meet me at the waterhole, that was a message you left for me, but you never said which, and I got sidetracked. Now I'm just running these things through, seeing the good times, what's right, and what If there's a cure for you, I could use it now, or at least just a little dose. I know you're gonna wake up with tomorrow morning, and you know though who loved you the most, and the honesty in my words can never be this way. No matter how much he tries to, they'll stand first in the face of a cold, dark flame. Well, goodbye, honey, I just gotta leave you one last time, and this time it's for good. I'm not sure you wanna play it a second time, even if you could. All those years we spent there, they were good times. Subtlety was your forte, all your kisses were sweet and sublime. I gotta go, so farewell. I hope you make it through. If I caught you past me, would you tell? No. Oh, for that finger to come back. Okay, well that's something approximating Sadly as a Storm. So that's verse 1. You want to hear verse 2? I think on the studio version, I think I'm playing harmonica, and so it's harmonica solos. I actually played that twice as 1/3 faster than it was as well. So, I won't rabbitt on about it. It is what it is. I hope you enjoyed it, and if not, sorry for taking your time.